Get ready for a tale about a kind fisherman who's having a very unlucky day, until he catches one itsy-bitsy fish. This little swimmer makes a very big promise in The Fisherman and the Tiny Fish. What will the wise fisherman do?
Every morning, a kind-faced fisherman with neatly trimmed gray hair and a friendly salt-and-pepper beard would make his way to the shimmering river. He loved the fresh, cool air and the quiet sounds of nature waking up around him. With his faded blue vest and sturdy green trousers, he looked ready for a day of hopeful waiting. He cast his sturdy fishing rod into the calm waters, sending small ripples across the surface, dreaming of a good catch. Hours slowly drifted by under the warm, gentle sun, but not a single fish nibbled at his bait. The fisherman sat patiently on a smooth gray river stone, his eyes focused on his bobber, hoping for a sign. A little worry began to flutter in his heart as his woven fishing basket lay completely empty by his side. Still, he hummed a quiet, happy tune, knowing that good things often come to those who wait. Just as he started to think about packing up, a tiny, unexpected tug made his fishing line dance. A spark of excitement lit up his friendly face, and his spirit lifted instantly. He carefully, ever so gently, began to reel in his line, his hands moving with practiced grace. He wondered with growing curiosity what kind of wonderful treasure the cool river might have sent his way this time. With a slow, steady pull, the fisherman brought his line out of the shimmering water, eager to see his catch. To his great surprise, dangling at the end was not a big, plump fish, but the tiniest, most dazzling little creature he had ever seen. It was a tiny, shimmering silver fish, no bigger than his thumb, its scales catching the sunlight like tiny jewels. A fleeting moment of disappointment passed, quickly replaced by a tender smile for its sheer vibrancy. As the fisherman reached out his large, gentle hand to carefully unhook his minuscule catch, a high-pitched, bubbly voice startled him. "Oh, noble fisherman, please spare me today," the tiny, shimmering fish squeaked with a surprisingly clear sound. Its bright, curious black eyes, even smaller than a bead, looked up at him with an earnest, pleading expression. The fisherman blinked, wondering if he had imagined it. "I am truly far too small to be a proper meal for you right now, dear sir," the tiny fish pleaded, its delicate fins fluttering gently. "If you would only be so kind as to throw me back into the cool, deep river, I promise to grow enormous and incredibly strong," it continued, its voice full of hope. "Then, one day, when you cast your line again, I shall be a truly splendid and huge catch, worth all your patience." The kind fisherman paused, his brow furrowing softly as he considered the surprising little fish's heartfelt request. A tender pang of empathy stirred in his chest for the brave, spirited creature so eager to live and grow. He glanced from the sparkling tiny fish in his hand to his empty, light as a feather fishing basket, then back to the fish, his mind working busily. A quiet rumbling sound from his own hopeful stomach echoed his decision-making process. He remembered his hungry family waiting at home, and the simple fact that a small meal now was better than a grand meal that might never come. "However small you may be, little friend," he murmured gently to the shimmering fish, "you are definitely better than nothing at all for my supper tonight." He let out a soft sigh, knowing he had to make a practical choice, even if his heart felt a tiny bit sorry. His kind eyes held a touch of resignation. "Little one, your words are indeed charming, and your spirit is bright," the fisherman said softly, his voice full of a gentle understanding. "But my supper awaits, and sometimes a small helper is exactly what we need for today." With the tender flick of his wrist, he carefully placed the tiny, shimmering fish into his woven basket. The basket gave a soft, quiet thud as the little fish settled inside, beginning its final journey. As the sun began its gentle descent, painting the sky with warm, happy colors, the fisherman gathered his fishing gear. He felt a mix of gratefulness for the day's catch and admiration for the little fish's courageous spirit. He tightened his grip on the handle of his basket, which now held a tiny but certain promise of supper. The gentle sounds of the river followed him as he began his mindful walk back home, ready for his family. The fisherman understood that sometimes. It's wiser to appreciate the small, certain things you have right now, rather than waiting for a big, uncertain promise in the future. This tiny, shimmering fish, though not a grand prize, taught him a valuable lesson about patience and gratitude. He learned to cherish the gifts of today, no matter their size, because even the humblest offering can bring joy and sustenance. His heart felt full with this simple yet powerful wisdom.
Ever dreamed of being the hero? Now you get to be the star. Your adventure starts at TalesMio. Visit talesmio.com now.